Finding a place to stay when you are a family of 10 is a little different than booking a normal vacation. We weren't just looking for a pretty cabin. We needed enough beds, a kitchen big enough to cook meals, laundry for 10 people, room for everyone to spread out, and hopefully a place where we can slow down and enjoy being together. Today, I'm taking you on a tour of the cabin we rented in Sevierville, Tennessee, sharing what worked really well for our large family with 8 kids, what we would do differently, and whether we would stay here again. When we first pulled into the Smoky Mountains, I have to admit, I was a little nervous. We are from Indiana, where everything is nice and flat. Driving a 12-passenger van up winding mountain roads with drop-offs beside you definitely pushed me out of my comfort zone. If you are used to mountain driving, this probably wouldn't bother you at all, but if you're a flatlander like me, I'd recommend giving yourself extra time and just taking it slow. Once we reached the cabin, though, I completely understood exactly why people choose to stay in the mountains. Those views are absolutely worth it. We stayed in a cabin through Brothers in Sevierville, Tennessee, and our first impression was just how peaceful everything felt. The living room became our gathering place after long days spent exploring Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge. With 8 kids, having enough seating and space matters more than fancy decorations. And they felt like the couches and furniture were so cozy. Outside the beautiful picture windows, we could see out into the mountain valley. And it was so nice to sit out there in the mornings and enjoy a cup of coffee. And the grill made it nice. We could grill dinner. And the hot tub was so much fun for our family. We had enough space for everyone to sleep comfortably, which can honestly be one of the hardest parts of traveling with a large family. Nobody felt like they were piled on top of each other. And each of the bedrooms had a bathroom, which was another huge plus. When 10 people are trying to get ready for the day, every bathroom helps. It was wonderful having a comfortable space with enough room for our family of 10 and everyone able to join together in the living room, plenty of space, plenty of room, and everything that we needed. So let's talk about the kitchen. For our family of 10, the kitchen was probably one of the biggest selling points. We were not planning on eating out every single meal, and cooking breakfast before heading out and making dinners back at the cabin saved us a lot of money. So having a full kitchen really mattered. There was a stove, refrigerator, dishwasher, and plenty of prep space that made feeding 10 people so much easier. This is the dining room where we gathered every morning and every evening. And some of my favorite vacation memories aren't from attractions. They're from sitting around the table together. If you have a large family, you know that having a dining room table that seats everyone comfortably makes a huge difference. Now let's talk about something every large family understands, and that is laundry. With having 10 people in our family, 8 kids, especially 5 boys, laundry on vacation isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. This cabin had both a washer and a dryer, which I was so excited about, until we discovered that the dryer wasn't working. So I improvised. And I improvised by hanging clothes everywhere I could. And this actually worked pretty well until we had friends over for dinner. And after they left, I looked around and realized that our laundry, including underwear, had been hanging over the dining room chairs the entire evening. No one said a word, but I definitely had one of those moments where I thought, oh my goodness, did our friends just eat dinner surrounded by our family's laundry? That's real life with a family of 10. While the full kitchen and laundry were my must-haves, The hot tub and pool were must-haves for the kids. The hot tub was such a fun way to unwind after busy days walking around Gatlinburg, and the community pool was another bonus that the kids absolutely loved. It was especially hot. There was a heat wave while we were in Gatlinburg this week, and having the pool actually saved us money in a way because we were tempted to go to a water park or find a pool to be able to cool off. So that saved us money. And now I want to show you our favorite part of the cabin. It was waking up every morning to these mountain views. This was just glorious, and it really reminded me to slow down. And sometimes the best part of vacation isn't rushing to the next attraction. It's simply sitting on the porch with a cup of coffee, having breakfast with the kids, and enjoying where you are. And we made a point of having meals and sitting out on the deck as much as we could. Like I said, it was extremely hot this week, so sitting out there in the morning and in the evenings was really refreshing. Otherwise, it got oppressively hot, but being able to enjoy being outside and in the mountains and these views was just, I know exactly why people come to the mountains for this peaceful getaway. Now, I had a goal while we were in the Smokies. I really wanted to see a bear. Not up close, not on a porch, not chasing our van, just a nice, safe mountain bear sighting. And somehow the bears only wanted to see Greg. The bear came by the cabin when Greg happened to go outside, and by the time Greg comes in and tells me that it was out there, it was gone. It ran away. Then when we went to Brothers Cove, there was another bear, and it was on Greg's side of the road. And he didn't even realize it until we'd already driven past. I was like, how could you miss it? Then during one of our hikes, there was a hiker that said there was a bear in the trees nearby, and I wanted to wait a few minutes to see if we could spot it, and Greg thought we needed to keep walking. So somehow we had 3 bear opportunities, and I missed every single one. Apparently, the bears were Greg's fans. Some things to know before booking. This cabin worked really well for our large family, but here are a few things that I would want other large families to know. Number 1 is parking. If you're driving a large vehicle like a 12-passenger van, I would definitely ask about parking before booking. It was doable, but it was definitely one of the more challenging parts of our stay. And we also noticed other people who appeared to have the same difficulty with being able to park in the driveway with large vehicles. The mountain roads. If mountain roads make you nervous, just plan a little extra time. The roads are part of the experience, and the views are really worth it. The laundry. If laundry is important to you, I would check that everything is working before unpacking. We did make it work, but next time I might pack a small drying rack just in case, and that would have been handy for swimsuits and things anyway. Ultimately, would we stay here again? Absolutely. This cabin checked almost every box that mattered to our family. It gave us room to cook together, rest together, and enjoy being together. And for me, that is what makes a vacation successful. So we give this a Mama Simply family score of 5 stars altogether. It had plenty of space for our family of 10. It was clean. It had the full kitchen. The laundry gets 4 stars for the dryer issue. Parking large vehicles, we give it 3 stars. That was pretty challenging. The mountain views and location, totally worth it. And the kids' favorite thing was the hot tub and the community pool. And I did forget to mention this. Each of the bedrooms had a full bath, and that made it so nice. But then 2 of the bedrooms also had a jacuzzi tub, and the kids really, really liked taking a bath in there too. So would we stay again? Absolutely, without hesitation. If you are planning a Gatlinburg vacation with a large family, I hope this video gave you a realistic look at what worked well for us. Vacation doesn't have to be perfect to be meaningful. Sometimes it's the mountain views, the laughter around the dinner table, the funny laundry stories, and even the bears that only seem to like your husband that become the memories you'll laugh about for years. Thank you so much for spending part of your day with our family. If you enjoyed this video, I'd love for you to subscribe and join us here at Mama Simply, where we share real food, simple living, and everyday adventures as a family of 10. And in the next episode of our Was It Worth It Gatlinburg series, we are taking all 8 kids to one of the most popular attractions in the Smokies to find out if it was really worth it for a large family. I'll see you there.